Welcome to the final episode of One Man Selection Committee. And unfortunately, there will not be any drama in the selection of the top four. I think everyone knows what the top four will be tomorrow, and I'm not any different. However, the big discussion will be for the one seed between LSU and Ohio State. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the field before I reveal the seeding. Obviously, the four teams that are making my playoff is Clemson, LSU, Ohio State, and Oklahoma. This year, we only have one-loss Power 5 team, which I believe is the fewest in the playoff era. So it was a no-brainer to go with Oklahoma. And I'll agree that some of the two-loss teams might have better resumes than Oklahoma, but in order to make the games exciting, we have to select the playoff field in a way that makes the games count. And if we were to select two-loss teams over one-loss teams, it would make their two losses meaningless. So, I will be putting Oklahoma at the 4 seed. Oklahoma is not only the worst team in the playoff, they also have the worst resume, as they have been slipping by in the last 6 games they've played. Now, moving on to number 3, I have Clemson. Clemson could very well be the best team in the playoff, but they do not deserve to take the number 1 spot. Clemson's resume is so bad that they have to be able to prove that they can beat LSU or Ohio State instead of getting an easier game against Oklahoma. And this year, the number 1 spot is so much more important than it was last year. The number 1 team gets to play Oklahoma, and the number 2 team gets an incredibly hard game against Clemson. So let's compare Ohio State and LSU's resumes. According to TeamRankings.com, both of these teams have 4 wins against top 10 teams. However, LSU does have 2 additional top 25 wins, while Ohio State does not. But when it comes down to it, Ohio State played the same number of top 10 teams that LSU did, and Ohio State won each game by 11 or more, and LSU did not. LSU was more dominant today than Ohio State was, but overall, Ohio State has been more dominant. So at number 1, I have Ohio State. And at number 2, I have LSU. That would send Ohio State to the Peach Bowl to play Oklahoma, and LSU to the Fiesta Bowl to play Clemson. This year's playoff is going to be very exciting. We have 3 teams with equal shots to win the title, which is refreshing from last year when everybody knew it was going to be Alabama Clemson in the title. But let's not count Oklahoma out. While they will be underdogs, they are a playoff team, and they will be putting up a fight against whoever they play. Lincoln Riley will have those guys ready. I know I'm just really excited for the 2 and 3 matchup, whether it be Ohio State and Clemson or LSU Clemson. So to wrap things up, I have number 1 Ohio State, number 2 LSU, number 3 Clemson, number 4 Oklahoma. It has been a fun year doing the mock committee rankings each week, and I wish we had some drama tonight, but that's probably a good thing, for the overall scope of the playoff. So I will see you next year on One Man Selection Committee. Roll Tide.